I didn't know what I was doing. I mean, seriously. Okay, put my hat on, make it official. My name's Dirk. I'm your conductor today. I'm the guy that's going to point out all the landmarks along the way. But more importantly, what you're asking for. Sounds like a bell ring. Hershey's story starts in the south side of town, in a small farmhouse. We'll see it later. He was born there September 13, 1857. His family ancestry was a really long line of Swiss German Mennonite farmers. Don't get the Mennonites mixed up with the Amish. We had a lot of both in the area back then. The Mennonites were more open to embracing modern-day conveniences. His mother's name was Veronica Buckwalter Snavely. A long name, everybody called her Fanny. Nobody knows why anymore. So I like to tell people I don't know the story behind that. We got a lot of bad jokes in this story. His father's name was Henry Hershey. He had a sister named Serena, but she died at the age of about 4 from scarlet fever. Fanny had a strong work ethic. Bill inherited that, but he also got some traits from his father. He was a dreamer, an idea guy that liked to invent things. Some of his ideas were pretty good, but none of them ever made any money for the family. Plus, he liked to travel a lot, and he'd be away from home for long periods of time. It didn't work out well for the family farm. They sold it when Milton was very young, and it threw his childhood into a tremendous amount of chaos. He was known to have attended at least 7 different schools by the time he turned 14. As a matter of fact, he never got more than a 4th or a 5th grade formal education. But when he was 15, his mother got him an apprenticeship in a candy maker in Lancaster, southeast of here. He liked the job, finished it when he was 19, and he decided to start his own candy business in Philadelphia because the year was 1876, 100th anniversary of the birth of the country. For the first year, business was good. But when the party was over and everybody had gone home, he learned 3 things real quick. Business slowed down, times got really tough, and the price of sugar was so high that it gobbled up all of his profits. And after 6 years of hard work, he went bankrupt. His father contacted him from Colorado, and he said, "Bill, come on out to Colorado. Everybody's getting rich." He worked with his father in the mining industry for a while. That didn't pan out. So, you caught that. Okay. He went to work for another candy maker in Denver, and he learned a secret there that played out real important later. The guy he was working for was making caramels, and they lasted longer and tasted better than anybody else's. And the secret was in his recipe. He was using fresh milk. Nobody else was doing that at the time. Milk grew from the vine, saved up enough money to start a new business in Chicago. But he learned right away Chicago had the same problems Philly had, especially with the price of sugar. Almost ran out of money there. And after a stint in New Orleans, because that's where the sugar came, he didn't work out down there either. He moved to New York City, hoping he could make it there, and he could make it anywhere. Well, 2 years of hard work there, he went bankrupt for a second time. He went back on the train to Lancaster, the only money he had left, and when he got off the train, he didn't have a penny in his pocket. All of his relatives, that helped him so far to forget it, they'd all written him off as a lost cause. 29 years old, he failed 4 times already, he had nothing to show for it. But his aunt stayed down at his house. He had a whole bunch of money left over. He actually went back and tracked down all of his creditors with both bankruptcies, and he paid them all off, much to their surprise. One of the guys actually refused to take the money from him. He was on a religious principle because the debt was more than 7 years old. The Milton system turned around, and he gave one of the man's sons instead. There was more to it than money. Well, now he had equipment. He could do golf orders. His Carlos had gained an international reputation. So he went into distribution, and in less than 4 years, he went to being almost penniless and becoming one of the richest mainlanders. They sold better. He remembered that. We came back to the States. He eventually visited the Great Columbian Exhibition in Chicago in 1893. He visited all the country's displays at that big World's Fair. And in the Germany displays found something he really liked. German chocolate production machines. He liked it so much that it was fair to be over, and he bought the entire German display. Just so he get his hands on those machines. He traded them up, sent them back to his factory. And in the corner of the Carmel plant, he created for the first time in 1894 the Hershey Chocolate Company. But he was still making European-style, dark, very expensive chocolate. Came out with that flavor we're all familiar with today, Hershey milk chocolate. When he went back to his factory, fired up his German machines, started making Hershey bars for the first time. In 1900, he sold them for a nickel a piece, and they became instant, wildly popular. They sold for 5 cents each. That lasted until 1968. Now, shortly after that, came up with the Hershey Kiss. So we're going to pass the regular kisses around. There's a milk chocolate kiss. But of course, you're going to have a kiss. You've got to have a hug. So, we'll pass hugs down this side. Okay. Those are miniature milk chocolate kisses of white chocolate. Now this becomes Chocolate Avenue. That's our main street. The intersection of Chocolate Avenue and Cocoa Avenue is our town square. You might have actually seen our town square network television on several occasions on New Year's Eve. And when they're showing you the ball drop in New York City, we throw a pretty big party downtown ourselves. We shut down the center of town for 5 hours. We have a big stage, big name entertainment comes down, plays the night for free. And at the stroke of midnight, we raised 400 pounds of this. We have to raise it. We drop something like that. We're a little afraid it might get rushed. That would be a waste of time. It's made out of love. But everybody has it. If you happen to be in South Region, they're all made out of light chocolate. Oh, I warned you about this joke. What happens if one of them burns out? What does it become? Dark chocolate, yes. Somebody steals one, it becomes hot chocolate. The likelihood of that labor and expensive rent for houses. Milton didn't like that idea. He didn't despair. So on those streets, he built hundreds of homes and he sold them to his employees at cost. Stand up and material labor. He donated 1 square mile of the land you see to your left to schools and recreation facilities. We have 5 recreational parks scattered around the township. They each have nice playgrounds like this one. There's our new community center that built this year. And they built us a brand new pool this year too. Public libraries on your left next. In 1897, Milton went on a business trip to Chicago. He stopped at a small candy store on the way there in Jamestown, New York, and he met a beautiful young lady by the name of Catherine Elizabeth Sweeney. All our friends call her Kate. We returned to Jamestown frequently after that. In 1898, he and Kitty were married. Very quiet ceremony in the rectory of St. Patrick's Cathedral in New York City. We brought his brand new bride home to the surprise of almost everybody in is a residential school. So yes, it's a boarding school. Kids do live here most of the year. But they go home on weekends, holidays, vacations, like any other boarding school student does. And maybe more than a big rich school somewhere. But I can honestly tell you, there is no school anywhere that any rich person could enroll their children in trying to brag about how great that school is supposed to be, that even comes close to what you see back there. And that's a remarkable statement to realize it's no longer an orphanage. Today, this is a cost-free school, but it's dedicated to children that come from low-income and limited resource areas. I'll get to that in a minute. Okay. Barton Commons is on your right. That's the high school campus. And the facilities here are so nice, I guarantee you a lot of colleges would love to have a campus as nice as this high school. The rock your right is what I mean. Originally built as our first high school in the 1930s, but when we built the new campus, we heavily remodeled it. Just changed what was called Old Cedar Hall into